What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be talking about what the Winnipeg Jets need to do to have a longer playoff run than the 5 games that we've been seeing, the last couple of seasons. The 22-23 season, out in the first round of Vegas, not very fun. Following year, last season, to Colorado, Jets and the Avs had a crazy first game, and then after that it was really all Avs. So like full court press, dominated the Jets, and a team that had such a good season, it was a little bit disheartening to see that, to see them get dominated, just buzzsawed, clawed down in the first round like that. It really put a poor taste in, the fans' mouths. It put a poor taste in the players' mouths, and I think that's been a big motivation to them this season. But saying all that, the Jets have had, definitely a much better season than last year, and, up until this point anyway, and the start that they had this year has allowed them to propel themselves to the top of the Central Division through the first 51 games as I record this video. There is still some runway to go. There is still 31 games remaining for the Jets, but I do think the most important thing that the team can do this year is win the Central Division. Now, obviously, that seems pretty obvious. Yeah, you want to win your division, but this year, it is the most important year to win it because of a couple of factors. Factor number one, I do not want the Jets to play Dallas or Colorado in the first round. Those two teams have, some incredible players on it, more generational players on the Avs than Dallas, but Dallas scares me more as a team, just the way they play. They're built for the playoffs. They're a very good team. I don't want the Jets to have to deal with them in the first round because, one, I think there's a chance they could lose. I don't think it's a slam dunk. It's not an easy, series at all. And, two, even if they do get past them, that series is going 6 or 7 games. I don't really want the Jets to have to deal with that and, maybe be tired heading into the second round because that is going to take a lot out of you, especially if the more you get down, into the playoffs. It is extremely taxing, and I'm worried that that first round would really, kill the Jets. Factor number 2, I'm looking at, the wild card race right now. Colorado currently in a wild card spot. I do kind of expect Minnesota to end up in wild card spot number 1, and then, one of, St. Louis, Vancouver, Calgary to be wild card team number 2. I don't really have too much fear from Minnesota. Yes, they've had a really good season this year, for what they're icing. Unless they make some major facelifts over there at the deadline, I'm not too freaked out about the Wild. The Jets have taken care of business with the Wild for, really as long as I can remember. I don't really ever remember losing to them, to be honest with you. And that's not me bragging or, flexing or whatever, but I just really don't remember the last time the Jets lost to the Wild. So if the Jets end up playing the Wild, if they don't end up winning the West, let's say the Wild are wildcard team number 1, Jets would play them. I'd be more than comfortable with that. And if the Jets do win the Central Division and are the top team points-wise in the West, they will be playing the 8th seed second wildcard team, which would be, at this point, seems like it's going to be one of Calgary, Vancouver, or maybe St. Louis. But really, either one of those teams, I'm down for. Either one of those 4 that I've mentioned, let's get it done. What does get scary is if you win the division and you don't win the West and you still end up having to play the Colorado Avalanche in the first round. That would suck. That would be the only thing that I don't think would be ideal, but I do think here, Colorado already catching up to Minnesota, I do think that that's going to happen by season's end. Now, the trade deadline is right around the corner, so yes, some of these teams are going to beef up, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens in the West, especially because there are so many good teams in the Western Conference. We already saw the Avalanche send Mikko Rantanen to Carolina, receive Martin Necas and Jack Drury in return. We'll see what else they do there. I don't think they're done by any means. I hope this inspires the Jets to maybe look bigger as well, because West is wide open now. You just sent a top 10 player over to the Eastern Conference in Mikko Rantanen. Now would be the time to go try to do something fun. I'm not saying anything of that size. I don't think there's anything that the Jets or really any other team can do that's that big, but I do hope it inspires the Jets to maybe really focus on making some meaningful impact to the roster for the playoff run, given the year that they've had so far. Other teams in the league, or on the western side anyway, I hope they don't go as crazy. I do think the Stars are going to add probably a top 6 forward, probably top 4D. That's probably what I see, happening there. Minnesota, if they can add a top 6 forward, I think that's probably what they're going to try to do. Teams are going to get better, but I just really hope that the Jets realize the position that they're in and the opportunity that they have, being at the top of the Central, the opportunity to win it, and the chance to play a team that probably isn't that good in the first round, and maybe getting an easy first round heading into round 2, and maybe being a little bit more rested, a little bit in better shape than the team you're going to play, right? So yes, it's going to be a gauntlet, but I think now is the time for Winnipeg to go big, to go add some impact forwards, impact defensemen, whatever. Don't care who it is, just add impact players to this roster and let this team thrive, because I really do think that they have a chance this year if they go ahead and they get some pieces. But that's really all I got today, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, leave a comment down below. Do the Jets need to win the Central? Do the Jets need to win the West to, have a successful playoff run? I want to hear from you guys. How do you feel about this Jets team? Leave it down below. But that's all I got. Leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Go Jets, go. Bye-bye.